Thanks, Alan. Thanks, everybody, for coming. I want to especially thank the Jaguars and SMG and our local media for helping us get this information out. This is a lot of information, and I know we're talking fast, but it is important, and it makes it for a much better game experience. This next weekend coming up is the largest sporting event we do in Jacksonville, and there's some really important things that we want to get out. Alan mentioned earlier about the sideline safety zones. Those are important mainly for the people that are not familiar with our town. They get down in the sports complex between the landing and the stadium, and that's an opportunity for students or whomever to go to these sideline safety zones. They can recharge batteries, they can get cabs, they can get medical assistance, they can ask the police for help, and it's free pass. There's no sanctions there. Only good comes from going to the sideline safety zone. So those are important. In addition to that, there's multiple roadways that will be closed next weekend around the landing. It's for pedestrians only, especially around Hogan and Water and Laura Street. We will have access to the Wells Fargo building, but most of that down there, starting Thursday late and Friday, will be taken off to vehicle traffic. As far as the stadium for the game, the secret here is you have to come about 5 hours early. There's no other way to get that amount of volume into a small area without coming early, and the number is 5 hours. So we want everybody to put that out to say, if you expect to get to the game on time, you must get to the sports complex 5 hours early. Let me tell you why. Because the gates open at 1:30. So we prioritize the pedestrians from 1:30 to 3:30 getting into the to the stadium itself. Remember, the way our stadium's set up, most people have to cross the street to get into the stadium. So we allow the pedestrians to have the priority starting at 1:30. So if you're not down there parked and ready to go well before that, your commute will be even longer trying to get into the stadium. The key is the shuttles and the water taxis and the Skyway. Any kind of alternate transportation that you can use to get to the sports complex is really our best suggestion. If you do not have a parking pass and you're looking for general parking, that is extremely limited for this game. So if you do not have a parking pass, you have to really get down here early to try to take advantage of those general parking locations that are available. If you do have a parking pass, you still need to come 5 hours early so that you can get to your spot, set up, and be ready to go to the game when the gates open at 1:30. If you travel on Bay Street, we have the lane indicators. All of Friday, Bay Street will be 2 and 2. Currently, it's like 1 lane in each direction. It will be 2 and 2 on Friday to help with the amount of volume that we have down there. And then on Saturday, we'll change that to 3 lanes coming toward the stadium. After the game's over, 4 lanes out. That will help with the traffic congestion post-game. A couple of important tips for people commuting to the stadium. We put many signboards out there to give people information on where to go if you're general parking, where you're going for passes. We have a very aggressive traffic plan, but you have to go by what those signboards say. Do not follow your GPS, because that GPS will not get you in the same direction that we want you to go, and our way will get you to your parking spot better. So don't do the GPS once you get into the sports complex. Police presence downtown will increase. We have a lot of police presence downtown. We feel we have a very good plan to make sure everybody arrives safe during the event, traffic goes in and out. That police presence at the landing and in the sports complex is similar to what we've had in the years past, but we still have the same level of service to the public during that weekend for responding to emergencies. So that's something that we want everybody to know. Our partners with ABT, the Alcohol, Beverage, and Tobacco groups, and JSO will be working together to address underage drinking. So if you're not over the age of 21 and you're consuming alcohol, you will expect to be confronted and given a citation. This is the only warning we'll be giving out for underage drinking is on this press conference. Other than that, any interaction in the field Friday and Saturday next weekend for the Florida-Georgia game, there'll be no discretion. They'll be given citations, and they'll have to pay a fine if you're under the age of 21 and consuming alcohol. All this information will be on our websites, the JAXSHERIFF.org, COJ. They have FloridaGeorgia.org. multiple different websites have all the information with shuttle routes, sideline safety zones, tips on where to go, coming early. A lot of that information is on those websites. All right, let's talk about the bridges. This is what everybody's excited about right here. We are planning on the Matthews Bridge being open. That's what we're planning on. That's the information that the DOT is working and striving for. Our goal is to have the same traffic pattern that you would normally see during the college football games. I talked to them today. They are working very, very hard to make sure that they get that bridge complete, safe, and open by the time this game starts. But like all plans, if that bridge is not open, then we have a contingency plan to address that. And that contingency plan will be making the Hart Bridge one-way, all 4 lanes into the sports complex for the Florida-Georgia game. The Hart Bridge will be turned one way into the sports complex for the Florida-Georgia game. This is something that's similar that we practiced during the Jaguar game on the 20th. That plan went very well. We were able to make some enhancements to that. And if the word comes that the Matthews Bridge will not be open, then we will bring everyone back together and we will go through the specifics of how that is going to unfold. But I can tell you it will be very similar to what we did for the Jaguar game on the 20th. The biggest fundamental difference between the Jaguar game and the Florida-Georgia game will be the Jaguar fans had the option to go counterflow the wrong way over the bridge into the sports complex. Where on this college game, that discretion will be based on congestion. So if the bridge is full, if it's backed up on the correct side of the bridge, everybody will be moved to the wrong side of the bridge, commonly referred to as counterflow, and brought into the sports complex. So that is our plan for the Florida-Georgia game. That's something that we feel we're very comfortable with, and I'm sure there might be a question or two, so if you have anything for Alan or myself, I'd be glad to address those now.
The difference, back to the difference between the Jags game the other day. So you opened the Hart Bridge up when you figured it out around 10:15ish. But you don't have a specific time to open that Hart
Yes.
Bridge. It's going to be based on what's going on. Explain
Yes.
that.
Okay, we have the entire plan to open up the Hart Bridge one way in the counterflow direction. Complete. We have the plan to the Matthews Bridge is open. Complete. We just don't know which plan we're going to use. If the Matthews Bridge is closed, then the Hart Bridge will be turned about 9 a.m. And that will go till about 4:30 p.m. One direction, all 4 lanes into the sports complex.
You said you had pretty good. You called it light participation a couple of weeks ago. I guess you would like to see more than that this time. You'll have to have that one.
But we'll have more participation because the option for during the Jaguar game, they had an option. They could either go over the wrong way or they could go over the correct way. During the Florida-Georgia game, they're going to go over the wrong way, whether they intend to or not. They're going to end up going over the wrong way on the bridge. Here's the deal. If you go over the bridge the wrong way, you're going to end in the sports complex. It doesn't go to dead ends. It doesn't go to another side of town. You end up in the sports complex. And then those men and women in the field will get you in the lot that you need. So if the Matthews Bridge is closed, you should see around 11, 12, 1 o'clock next Saturday, both lanes of the Hart Bridge backed up all the way over the span. All 4 lanes coming into the sports complex. It won't be an option like it was for the Jaguar game.
Where and how will motorists get on that Hart Bridge going the wrong way?
There's only 2 places. There will be from Atlantic Boulevard East and Atlantic Boulevard West. So if you're east on Atlantic, Art Museum, you go up the wrong way. And if you're west on Atlantic Boulevard, Public Works is going to build us a nice little ramp that's very user-friendly. That'll put us right up into the bridge on the wrong side. That's much less intimidating as it was for the Jaguar game. The Jaguar game, we kind of had to go and do a little U-turn and go up the wrong way. Well, if the bridge is not going to be open, then Public Works is going to help us put in a little ramp that will make you enter the wrong side of the bridge from Atlantic Boulevard, where the major congestion is, much more seamlessly.
When are we going to know for sure? When are we going to know for sure if the Matthews is,
I don't know. They brief us every day. So
so it's okay.
It's based on DOT. So as soon as we get some good news from them, we're going to reach out to everybody and say, hey, that Hart Bridge, one way, all
so
of
the
us.
plan could technically
Yeah, we got two plans. We got
Yeah.
two plans. We got one for the bridge open, one for the
Yeah.
bridge closed. We just don't know which one to do yet, and we're just waiting to hear from them. So, big weekend coming up. Expecting a lot of progress. You know, I know they're working very hard up there, and if it's humanly possible to get open, it's going to be open. I have all the confidence in the world in the DOT. So we'll just have to wait to hear from them. So we'll be anxiously awaiting their updates, and hopefully we get some good news here in a couple of days.
Chief Robert, could you talk a little bit about some of the enhancements that you said you kind of made to last week's? Because I know we had some complaints from folks that said there wasn't staffing in some spots, signage in other spots. What kind of changes have you guys made to kind of address what did maybe go well the last time?
Yeah, our signage is a little bit more specific. That will go out as soon as we know. You know, I don't want to put the signboards out and we don't know yet. So we'll have enhanced sign presence. We have our cones, barricades, is referred to as MOT. That'll be a little bit more beefed up than we saw in the Jaguar game. And then the volume. The volume for this game will be much more than it was for the Jaguar game as well. So we'll be on point when it comes to that. The new curb that's being cut to enter the bridge the wrong way. Huge enhancement right there. So that could take, you know, trucks and trailers and, you know, tailgating equipment and all that stuff. They'll be able to enter the bridge on the wrong side where they couldn't do that last Sunday. So those are some of the enhancements that we're talking about if the bridge is not open.
How confident are you the Matthews Bridge is going to be open based on what you're hearing and the talks you're having? How confident are you?
I think it's going to be open. I hope so. I mean, we got a plan for either way. You know, they have said from the beginning that their goal was to have this open by the game, and they have given us no indication that it's not as of today. So my interpretation is I'm counting on them to come through. I think they will, and if they don't, then we got a good plan to address it.
Was there anything major that didn't pan out about last week's plan that you kind of had to, no, everything went according to?
Chief, what day would you have to know to put these plans into place? Like, if you know the bridge, if you don't find out the bridge is going to be open until Thursday, is that going to be enough time to do what you want to do?
If they tell us that bridge is open before Saturday, we're going to open it before Saturday. I mean, we're going to wait till the very last minute. Everybody would like to know today, you know, what we're going to do, but right now we're going to give them as much time as they need to get that thing done and done right, and we're going to, you know, use it for the Florida-Georgia game. If it takes Wednesday or Thursday, then we'll have to just wait.
So it sounds like you got either or option. Either the bridge is open or it's not. There's not going to be like half the bridge.
Doesn't appear that half bridge options is there. And I know people are excited about that half bridge option, but we're excited about the whole bridge option, and we would rather have the whole bridge than half a bridge than no bridge. So keep it closed, get it fixed, and let's get it open, and we'll make this happen.
How much time do you need to move your signs into place? I mean, if you got the word, say at midnight, Friday night, no bridge, would that be enough time, or even later than that?
Yeah, if it gets that close, those signs are going to be up. You know, it's just too much of a build to do that. So by Thursday night, if we don't have good news by Thursday night, we're planning on having no bridge. And then if we get the bridge between Thursday and Saturday, then we'll have to just take that down.
Let me just point out a couple of things too. We have been in constant communication with both schools and both universities every day. So I've been talking to both universities every day on the progress of this. They're monitoring it as well through most of you guys. And so thank you to y'all for helping us monitor this as well. Whichever way we go, we're going to need y'all as our partners to get the word out. Because this is a huge weekend. I think everybody that's been in Jacksonville for a long time understands this is a huge and exciting weekend for our city. This is about a $22 to $24 million economic impact for our city, and we don't do many events in our city that bring that much economic stability and infusion into our city. So the other thing I do want to point out is from the moment, probably within 30 minutes of the bridge being closed, we were already on the phone. We had the schools on the phone. We were already pulling public works. So we have had meetings with JTA. We've had meetings with all the different folks on this almost every couple of days, putting these plans together. So I do want to assure the public, and I think we both want to assure the public, that this isn't something that we're just kind of throwing together. We've been meeting on this and preparing on Plan B almost every couple days. And so everybody in the city, everybody in JSO, everybody JFRD, JTA, all of our partners together know what's going on and know the plan very well. And so we feel good. Hopefully it's a turnkey where the bridge is open, and that Plan B, will just be an exercise of people getting to know each other because we've been in conversation. So, but it's going to be a fun weekend. Both teams are coming in very excited, and the fans, as we can tell by RV City, 7 RVs already getting here on Thursday. I think there's a lot of excitement around the game. So, with that, do we?
Web and social.
Yeah, I mean the web and social, and really, we say this in all seriousness. Once we know, and I think it'll be a big story anyway. Once we know, we got to rely on all of y'all to get the word out through all of your different mediums, and y'all do such a great job of doing that. We need your support and help in getting that word out there and educating the fans coming in about what's going on and where they're going to need to go.
Not sure which of you gentlemen would address this, because it's really not in either y'all's fields. But sir, the ramp onto the hard bridge that you spoke of, when would Public Works need to have construction started to have something in place?
Tuesday.
Okay. And so then basically, what decision process is there if Tuesday comes and DOT is still expecting to have the Matthews Bridge open, but there's not certainty about this?
They're building it anyway.
Okay.
They're building it anyway. The timeline is.
Can you behind the mic? Sorry.
Here's the timeline. The timeline is, if there is no bridge by Monday, they do A, B, C, and D. If there's no bridge by Tuesday, we have to start doing, the curb cuts, the asphalt, the stuff like that on the ramp. JTA, if there's no bridge, Matthews Bridge is closed, JTA will add a shuttle at Regency to provide, people to come in from that side of the bridge. Remember, there's 2 important things on this Matthews Bridge. It only affects the people that go over the Matthews Bridge.
Yes.
So all of the MLK and Main Street and Acosta, and you just keep coming like you normally come.
Sure.
This is only the people that's affected by the detour. So there's multiple dates based on the news from the DOT that we start building it, and we might have it all built and not need it, but we're going to have it built just in case. And if we have to implement Plan B Saturday morning, the guys know where to go. They know which way to tell them, and we're going to reach back out to everybody once we realize what the deal is. And one last thing, and then we'll go to that. Game day traffic, bridge or no bridge. We have people, the PIOs, tweeting the traffic. It's at JSOPIO, and it's hashtag FLGA. So you'll get it live. We want your passengers to do it, they're not the drivers. But y'all tweet, and we'll be able to tell you everywhere that where the congestion is, what we need to do, where it's going. There's still more questions than answers, but there is a big Plan B contingency that if that bridge is closed, we're still going to get everybody into the stadium. We're still going to get it open on time, and it's going to be fine. If the bridge is open, it's a whole lot better. If it's closed, it's going to be fine. So we have plans in place for both.
You mentioned alternative transportation, something important for people to use, but especially if the bridge is closed. Talk about that. I guess you would really urge people to use that if they can.
Absolutely. Hey, buses to the game have the priority. So if you take a bus to the game, there's multiple locations you can get a bus. If the bridge is closed, Regency is an enhanced location. San Jose, Atlantic Beach, JTV, all of those locations you can get a bus. Parking is free, minimal ride to get on the bus. They take you right to the sports complex. When the game's over, we hold everything, and those buses are the first ones out. So there's an advantage to taking the bus. It's cheaper, there's less traffic on the roads, and it's that's the way to come. If you don't have a pre-game parking pass, you need to really consider taking a bus, the water taxi, or that Skyway.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.